Thank you for taking some time for yourself. And I can only imagine someone like you already knows a lot about circadian rhythm. So if you can, begin to tune in to the rhythm of your chest, rising, falling, expanding, relaxing. Close your eyes as you go deeper into this experience. And I wonder if you can notice the accent of your breath, the cadence in the back of your throat, the swing from inhale to exhale as you relax deeper into this experience. And here you are, existing in existence. Perfect. And I'm curious if there is a tempo or bounce to relaxing, little by little, moment by moment, from the top of your head to the tips of your toe, the ebb and flow of leaving life's baloney way out there for some peaceful time here. And I'm not sure you're aware how special you are, flying through the galaxy at 220 kilometers per second, or 490,000 miles per hour. No one else has your exact DNA, life experience, wisdom, and no one ever will. That's how special you are. And maybe in the past you haven't been sleeping. The circadian rhythm of life has felt off. Or you're preparing yourself for a long, relaxing winter, or something else. The good news is, it's not your fault. And anyone in your situation will completely understand. And in a moment, I'm going to share with you a few stories. And at first you might be thinking, why am I sharing with you these stories? But your subconscious mind will be listening and do something wonderful for you a little later on. And as you already know, your pineal gland, just like in other primates, it enables us to sense the changing amounts of sunlight, darkness, in different times of the year and day. But in the animal kingdom, it influences biological cycles, migration patterns, reproductive cycle, and circadian rhythm. And in the dark winter, our wonderful pineal secretes melatonin, which is absorbed by the pituitary gland. But it's so much more than that. It can also switch melatonin into something else, a neurohormone, which is called 5-methoxytryptamine, which eliminates sex drive, decreases appetite, and it can make animals sleep all winter. But there is something very special about the pineal gland. It is also the source of creativity. While it sits there in the center of your brain, some believe it has a higher connection to a source of light and is the only structure of our brain to contain almost a crystal, like in radio sets. It sits slightly forward and below the ears, and surrounding it is a special sea of spinal fluid. I wonder if you can imagine drawing a line across the top of your head from one ear to the other ear that crosses the left and right side of your brain. And imagine all of the neurons firing towards the center, giving all of its attention to your magical inner sea. And as you know, the brain is about 70% water, and it's fed by the cerebrospinal fluid. Now, I don't know if you've been drinking enough water, or might find yourself becoming more motivated to keep your fluids clear. The water literally washing the brain, activating the master glands, and stimulating your pineal gland. And there is the light of the sun, the light within you, the white light, which contains all the colors of the rainbow in it. In fact, if you were to stare at weird art, more specifically, black and white lines, some see 3 colours in a rainbow, some see 5 to 7, but the truth is, there are 14 colours to see in a picture of black and white line. And this is called reverse imaging, where your beautiful mind can refract white into the colours of the rainbow. And if you ever want to get really creative, get the creative mojo going, to look at art that creates visual diffusion and convergence, like the online software that turns photos into cartoons using Gaussian noise. When you look at those images transforming, you will build the blood supply to the front right quadrant of your brain, which is an area of creativity, an imaginative thought. But you are so much more than that. Circadian rhythms didn't bother us as babies. We weren't born monophasic sleepers. We were born polyphasic sleepers. And slowly, over time, we adapted to sleeping once per day. And as a wise man once said, Chuck Norris tried to lose weight, but he never loses. Or maybe it was, nothing can dim the light that shines from within, and you can be a little kinder to yourself, can't you? And I wonder how that feels. And I don't know if you'll soak up all the light the world has to offer. Stare at weird art more often. Or drench yourself in a reservoir of wisdom. But what I do know is circadian rhythm means circle of life, or in Latin, about a day. And I'm assuming you're an adult, and how you go about your day, travelling around the sun at 107,000 kilometers per hour, or 67,000 miles per hour. It's really up to you. Maybe in the past, you forgot you are a ray of light. Or if you are religious, you are a ray of God's own light. After all, he said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And isn't it wonderful to know 10, 20 years into the future how easy it was looking back to notice all the colours of the rainbow, even in the faintest of light. And when you're ready to reorient yourself back to your external world, you can stretch out, wriggle your fingers and toes, and open your eyes. Welcome back. You're perfect, just as you are.